I mean, you saw the price. If there was a turbo
You're
on it.
sure that was the video? There's no other video. Looking for something dramatic.
All right,
There's
okay.
no 400 horsepower. This is crap.
They did not give us 500 horse.
Have they not been watching Desert Side by Side?
They haven't
and
watched our
all the
videos.
stuff you've done.
Yeah.
We've
They
all
haven't
done.
seen
Jeez.
what's important in our thoughts.
I mean, their build stuff doesn't even include a turbo on here. I mean, I'm on the website. Nothing. Not a thing.
I mean, what did you think of the video, Mike?
Well, we just watched the video and I was kind of disappointed, to say the least. I mean, I was hoping there would have been something done to the motor, more horsepower, maybe something to the suspension, maybe get rid of some of the trailing rods or whatever, change the rear trailing arms. There was really nothing. It was mostly just cosmetic stuff.
Bold new graphics was kind of, you know, I think a lot of people this year were like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be more or less? I think multiple people were praying for the dual clutch, automatic, just like the Maverick R has, or the turbo, or both, right? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of speculation of that, and there's also a lot of speculation. All it was is going to be bold new graphics this year. So.
And plastics.
Yeah.
Lines.
Fangs are back, right? And what's trick about these is they're animated as well. So they actually have a startup and a shutdown sequence that comes through the fangs into the headlights. So you'll definitely know, or everyone will know, that you've got a Rzr Ultimate when you're out on the hill.
The reason I bought mine is I was kind of thinking, even if they did go turbo, at the end of the day, I think that would have been a mistake by Polaris. And this is why. Pro EFI, LaRue, EVP, Craftworks, Packard, Superchargers, all those guys, right? They've now had the Pro R for a couple years, and they've been able to really fine-tune the Pro R. And I think at the end of the day, if they would have came out with a turbo, I was fine doing my build because I knew that that new turbo Pro R was still my new Pro R with its Pro EFI kit would just walk the snot out of it. It wasn't going to be a competitive car if you're going to go out and run with the turbo cars.
Depending on what size turbo.
Yeah, but
Because
you know,
then,
Polaris
then
was
it's just then it's just tunes.
Yeah.
To put into the car.
It'd been a little
versus
bit
what
cheaper versus having to buy a whole turbo kit and all that.
Right.
But we also knew that Polaris price tag would come up if they put a turbo on it too.
True.
They held the price tag pretty similar to what we were expecting, right? They didn't. It wasn't a large.
But you can't
increase.
really go up in price if you're really not offering much.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they pulled a Yamaha.
The Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
The Kawasaki move that
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki pulled last year. We all thought it was going to be a massive car,
That's
and
true.
it was just
Very
disappointing.
true.
And
Right.
disappointing again. But a few of the perks, a few of the things that we did like. What was your number one pick of what they did do?
I do like the oh shit button.
The
where you
double
can
tap.
double tap it
And
put
keep
it
in
into
it.
hard suspension and then
Yes.
double tap again to release it. I really like that.
A minefield of whoops coming up in front of you, you know, you're going to be blazing through for a while. And you're maybe cruising around in comfort and you didn't want to go all the way up to Baja or a different mode, you can just double tap that X button, let go of it. It'll stay in firm until you double tap it to remove it again or toggle up or down to get out of that mode. So another really cool feature there.
And I do really like the way they redid the doors. They don't have the transitions. It's all smooth.
You get the shot here. This body line comes front. I call it tip to tail, comes all the way through. There's those shoulders I talked about. Nice, smooth, upward heading body line, all the way back to the nice flat fender. No shark fin anymore. Again, it just makes the vehicle seem really strong, planted to the ground, ready to go.
You can't talk about every positive because there's very few positives about this.
Okay, I'm
Bo
sorry.
wants it.
Don't take away my point. I don't have anything to say.
There's nothing left.
You're done.
That's about it.
Close case.
Done.
It's interesting to see the progression of side-by-sides, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're starting to get way more creature comforts in every single year, and the big thing that I loved, being a person that really likes creature comforts, is the seat, right? You now have a stock heated and cooled seat, which I have some serious question marks of how that really applies in a side-by-side world as far as the vented seat. The heated seat I get, you know, especially when it's 120. But
So these new Pro R Ultimates come front seats, have actually forced induction air coming through the back of the seat through a fan, and it's got a heated seat bottom. So you got heated seat bottom, vented seat back. you're going to be comfortable no matter what the temperature is.
Well, everyone's complaining about their cab being so hot because they run a front windshield. That's why I won't run a front windshield.
Yeah.
But so that will help with that. But now when you guys complain that I call my Rzrs a car, you can't get mad at me.
Right.
I mean, it's got heated and cooled seats. It's got full encased doors from top to bottom. I mean,
The LCD display, was it bigger than yours?
no, I think
It
it's the
looked
same.
bigger.
Oh,
I
did
think
it
it's
look
the-
bigger?
it
I
might
thought
It
was-
looked bigger.
We'd have to check
looked
into
I'd have to
that.
double check
But
on that part.
It looks pretty similar. Different.
How about the
infotainment.
GUI interface on it? Did it look the same as that? Because the
I thought it
GUI interface looked more like Microsoft type.
I think their interface is quite similar.
Is it?
But
Okay.
you're used to your Maverick R, and that's just that's a horrible
That's-
interface.
Yeah, that's third world.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Compared
But-
to the Rzr. Yeah.
I will say it does look a ton better though. I'll give them. I love when it comes to looking at a car. I love the way this thing looks, and I would say the new lines they did. They kind of got rid of this kind of whatever you want to call this jumbled up mess that makes it really hard for the guys that do wraps. They probably hate this car because of all the crazy different intricate lines. I mean, we were trying to put like stickers from Pro EFI and MTS and RPM on this, and it was impossible to find like a section where you could put a few stickers,
Right.
other than my crooked stickers right here. And it's just because there's so many different lines, which in a sense is cool initially, but then when you go to wrap it or try to change anything, it really sucks. So they did make it a lot more sleek
And
this
the
year.
line, they kept that line from the front fender straight
Yep.
all the way through, so they took out all this crap.
And then the door is a lot tighter. It doesn't
Yeah.
have a ton of air here, which honestly I kind of would prefer, just so you're getting more airflow through it. So I'm not overly excited about that unless I'm up in the mountains in the winter. Then I'm wanting to enclose a lot better, and I think it'll be a lot better for those guys wanting a warmer car inside. But put a front windshield on this thing and you're in an oven. I don't know why you would care about anything else.
I think a smooth line also helps if you put this car on the side. You're probably not going to crack maybe as many plastics.
We
Who
could
knows?
Yeah.
You
I know a few people have done that.
They did talk about the accessories, like the front bumper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they come in 6 different colors. You can match the color. But
I like the headlights. The headlights look pretty cool
Yeah.
on the new model.
they put the Rzr emblem inside the headlight, which is pretty. Did it light up? The
Yeah,
Rzr
I don't know
emblem?
if the
Razor thing.
Yeah.
didn't,
No.
but
well,
just-
and then they put the little fancy thing that says Pro R, and this looks a lot cleaner. And then they did the fangs that we all love with the Turbo S. Everybody complained for the last how many years now? Has it been
4
2,
years.
3 since the Turbo S has left us? So now we have our Turbo S look again. I mean, they kind of almost just brought it back to that Turbo S look, I thought,
Right.
which everybody loved.
Yeah.
So that was a smart move. That was probably their best play. And then that double tap red button. And he even said it, and I'm just, the second he said it, just think you're about to hit a ton of whoops. Like, just remember, like, from Vendor Row to, over at Glamis, what is it, Vendor Row to Osborne Lookout, that, 2 miles of just whoops, I would just be set.
Well, they're probably learning off of like, what is it, shock therapy,
Yeah.
MTS.
I'm sure shock
You know,
therapy.
they're all developing those,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep.
buttons. So
And everybody's obsessed with the red button now,
Yeah.
because it was such a hit.
it's a whole new world for the Pro R.
I will say the Pro, what is it, the Pro S now?
Pro
Is that what
S,
it is?
Turbo R,
No
Turbo-
longer a
Turbo
Turbo R, the Pro S. I will say the benefit there is, I actually think it looks for some reason better than the Pro R in the pictures. I don't know if it's just because of that wheelbase. It just looks a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like the, I don't know, kind of race style look to it. But I think a lot of the big pro with the Pro S is the price.
Right.
I felt like, and I could be wrong, but the Turbo R seemed like it was about 29 is what they had it marketed at initially. For the last couple of years, it's been right around that 29 mark, versus now we're 27.
26,999.
So, like before, to me, like, why would you even buy a Turbo R when it's only $2 or $3 grand difference? You know, well, maybe it was a little bit more than that, but it was a very little difference. But I felt like that difference is bigger now.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be more want for that Pro S, because they've gotten that price down, which I think is that's a game changer, especially where the economy is these days.
Yep.
You had a really nice car for $27,000.
Yeah, that's a legit car. It can run with a Pro R. It just,
It's a good car at a good price range for the guys that like to put all the aftermarket stuff on it anyway.
Build quality is very similar to a Pro R. I mean, we've seen that on all the prior Turbo Rs that we've seen. I mean, build quality, you're basically getting the same front end.
Yeah, I mean,
Same rear
it's the same car. It's just, do you want a 2-liter or you want a little 2-cylinder? My only issue is, well, 2-cylinder just doesn't do what this does. You know,
Right.
it's hard to get the 2-cylinder to do this as well. You know, so I don't know. I put a turbo kit on this, and it's just like,
It's hard to get a 2-cylinder to do that. It's hard to get a 4-cylinder to do that.
Yeah.
no, man,
Without
that's
a
pretty
turbo.
easy. With a turbo, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, call Pro EFI and you can do this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty easy. You throw a turbo on a Pro R or a supercharger on a Pro R, and it's lights out. Technically, you can do that all day on a Pro S now, right? If you hit it right and you do some tuning, but you know.
We're gonna go easy. It's
You
easy.
did the
It's
Maverick
so-
R.
Yeah,
With-
I
you-
wheelied the Maverick R.
Yeah,
That was
but-
stock. Well,
Kinda.
had a Bikeman tune to it.
Yeah, a Bikeman tune.
I mean,
Okay.
but you're not wheeling a Maverick R 4-seat with just a tune.
Right. No.
This is a beast, like, and I'm just not toting Pro EFI only, which obviously I did Pro EFI, but I'm just saying the game has changed. I don't, honestly, if they would have came out with a turboed Pro R, you know dang well, it probably would have been what? Probably a 52 mil turbo. Nobody is running that. You know, if they wanted to be competitive with the new Pro Rs and the turbo kits that are aftermarket out there now, they would need to be in the high 50s or in the low 60s to be competitive. And so I just don't think Polaris was down to do that to the cars.
Yeah.
Because in order to do that, if you want to put your car into a turbo that has 60 mil, you probably should start thinking about doing some motor work. And so if you're going to do motor work, then that's a whole nother build for Polaris. And now you're an 80 grand car.
Well, and you're talking about mass quantities, building a large.
That's not for everybody.
It's not for everyone. You're not gonna the quality control on there.
Mhm.
It's just gonna be too big of a headache for Polaris
Yep.
to do, which is likely why they didn't do it. That's not to say they won't maybe offer it in the future as an option, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe there's a nice plug for you, Polaris. Make
Yeah.
it an option.
Make it an option, but I just don't see them really wanting to. I just don't see them being too excited about it at this point. Because you're hitting a really small window of people that are actually wanting to buy that and do that.
225 horse is a lot of horsepower for a lot of people.
Most people don't need that.
Correct.
I mean, the only reason we want this stuff is, I mean, this thing is like, you don't need a turbo if you're just trail riding. This is pointless. Now, if you want to go to the dunes. But the nice thing is I can, you know, I got 5 stages with flex fuel, so I can just run 91 octane, so I can bring my boost down. So it's a lot easier to play with and go out into the desert and still have a drivable car that's fun. But, you know, you go out and just do an E85 kit only. I mean, you're dunes only at that point, which you don't mind because you're dunes only anyways.
Right.
Which I am a lot too. But that's the only time you really want the big power. So
Yeah.
I don't think that was for everybody. I don't think everybody would have needed it. What's your thoughts, Brent?
Same car.
Same car.
Yeah.
It just looks better.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. They nailed it on the
Yeah.
looks department. Bold new graphics, colors. They have a sport model again. They got rid of it. Now it's back. I don't know what else, you know? I mean, but I don't know. They're great cars.
Yeah.
So Dallin, you're giving up on trail riding, huh? It's just dunes from now on, huh?
No. Like I say, I can drop my boost down.
All right.
I can go down to 91 octane, drop my boost down. I don't need turbo.
I'm just asking.
No. Track day. It's a good rating show. Track day's coming. We have stopped going trail riding at the track because it's been bloody hot. We're going back soon. Give it a month and a half. I've had a few people email me recently and say, hey, when's the next track day? I want to come out. I want to beat your time. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, email me come October. It is just crazy hot.
It's the coolest day we've had in 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's 104.
104, and we're like, man, it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So come out, see if you can beat some heavy hitters. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hit us up. Email us at desertsxs@gmail if you want to come out. And then we're going to do some shenanigans and try to get this really rolling this year. See who can go fast. Anything else?
I got nothing.
Disappointment. That's all you had.
I
So,
feel
yeah,
I
same
feel like
car.
we got
Yeah.
Kawasaki and Yamaha.
Yeah.
Bunch of build up to a bunch of letdown.
I mean, we're
Not as
I
big
don't
of a
think we were
letdown.
really that built up though.
It-
I mean,
no.
we're really thinking this is gonna be a nail biter and this is gonna
Well,
be.
I was telling you when we were jet skiing, remember I said it's probably going to be another Kawasaki release.
This was not nearly as big of a letdown though. The Kawasaki release, there was visible.
Well, Kawasaki
We were so upset.
needs it. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Kawasaki just does not have a West Coast car.
Because we really thought that there was.
Well, I
potential.
had inside info, and that dude got in trouble from that inside info. So when we said some of our things, so yeah, so that's, I mean, because he got in trouble, we were like, okay, this is really happening, and that's what he thought too. The guy that gave me, he's like, well, shoot, if they're that mad about it, then that means it is happening. No,
But it's the season. We're gonna have.
Well, I
I'm sure
mean,
we'll have.
yeah.
You have Can-Am.
we got Can-Am in what, 2
Kawasaki.
weeks, 3
Yeah,
weeks.
Yeah,
Like
2,
that.
3 weeks. Yeah.
I'm hoping to get rid of my lemon and get something there, because geez, my car sucks. Doesn't work still.
But if you want to buy it,
It is for sale.
it is
Anybody
for
want
sale.
for sale out of the?
a car that doesn't work?
All right, well, disappointment.
Paw, paw, paw.
If you'd like to save yourself a couple bucks and make your car a lot faster, go to Pro EFI on their website. 15% off if you type in Desert SXS. So go there. Also, if you'd like a discount on Packard wheels or MTS Offroad suspension parts, we have them on our own website. Save yourself a couple bucks. If you'd like to check out our website, go in the description below, click on more, and then to our Shopify website, and then that's where you can get MTS suspension, merch. Also, if you'd like to donate on our Patreon, you're welcome to do that. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to keep these videos coming, give us some love and give us some support. Thanks for subscribing. If you'd like to support the people that support us, RPM has been very supportive of us, and we really appreciate that. Support RPM. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching.